Are you tired of the busy London life, or maybe you're looking for more space and more quiet life but still keeping your London job? Or maybe you are new to the UK and you're wondering where best you can settle with your family? Here's why we settled for Milton Keynes. So we are currently a family of 3 now, and my husband and I both work in London whilst living in Milton Keynes. So in this video, I'm going to take you through how commuting to London is like, how life in Milton Keynes is like, and whether, we would do it again. London is undeniably one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and when I moved here, my vision was that I would live in London, but looking at how much the rentals cost and how small the spaces are, and generally the way it's very busy, very fast paced, those were like the main reasons why we chose to move to the outskirts of London whilst keeping our jobs. Because if you are in financial services industry, you know that London is the hub. So whilst we wanted to move out, we also wanted to keep our jobs, not only for the competitive salary rates, but also for the exposure and opportunities that come with working in the financial services sector in London. So why Milton Keynes, right? So Milton Keynes is a town, well, it's now a city. It attained city status in 2022, which is in the southeast part of England, and it's well known for its roundabouts and the roads. That's how it was designed, and for warehouses, as it serves as a distribution center for most of the Midlands parts of the UK. And the main reasons why we moved there is that, first of all, it is a commutable distance to London, with very fast train lines taking up from 35 to 45 minutes to get to Euston, and then you can take the tube to the exact place where you want to go. The houses are spacious. So I was just looking at the 2025 housing index, and basically the prices in this area are on average 2/3 or so of the houses in London. So yeah, especially if you're an accountant, do the math. And other than that, it is more spacious, so we managed to get a big garden, a big kitchen, things that we couldn't have gotten if we had purchased something even of a similar price in London. And the other thing is that it is family friendly. As we were transitioning from like our single lives to more of family life, we also had to consider things like schools, had to consider things like family friendly, quiet. We would want to raise our children in a more grounded environment, which is what we find Milton Keynes to be. And it's really beautiful in terms of the air. There's lots of trees, lots of parks. You can go on walks, you can go on hikes if you want to. So yeah, I would definitely recommend Milton Keynes as a beautiful place to live. If you are interested in shopping, we've got one of the biggest malls in the UK, Centre MK, and you can get most of the stuff that you need. So yeah, I think those were basically the main reasons why we moved to MK, and maybe why you will too. One of the things that you might think you'll probably miss in London is the social life. Well, for us, we're fortunate that most of our friends are already in Milton Keynes, and yeah, that actually works better for us. And Milton Keynes has got like a a good mix of city and more country style, because there are lots of farms around, so sometimes you might see some cows or something like that, but you know, nothing to be worried about. Like, you're not going to find a cow in your backyard, but it just gives you that feel, that very homey, you know, earthy feel, especially if you are from Zimbabwe like me. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is living in Milton Keynes whilst working in London. So the commute is not that easy. I don't want to lie about that. It is costly because on average right now, the train ticket to and from London is like £41 if you're using the rail card, and if you're not, that's like £50 to £60 per day. And in terms of time, it can take you 2 hours door to door, and so that's 4 hours of your day gone whilst you are commuting. So you have to look at, you know, what you're gaining from it, if it is worth it, you know, spending that much time on the train. And then in terms of, depending on your job, if you're going to need to socialize, if you're going to need to maybe attend work dinners, networking and all those things, that can be a challenge for you if you're living in Milton Keynes. However, if you look at what you're gaining in terms of saving, like on rentals or on mortgages and stuff like that, somehow it kind of offsets. And if you do want to, you know, do family life, sometimes you're not really interested in too much of you know, the social life of London, so that's something that you may be able to actually give away. Another top tip that you can do as well is to make use of flexible working. So if you supposed to go in maybe 2-3 times a week to work, then that's quite sustainable even when you do late nights. I know around January to March time, sometimes I leave London maybe around 10:30. That's still manageable and doable from Milton Keynes. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is the advantages and disadvantages of living in Milton Keynes whilst working in London. So the main advantages I've already highlighted. You've got bigger houses, bigger space, cleaner air, child friendly, and all those very nice good things where you can, it's a place you can raise your family and you know, really settle and have your home. The disadvantages, on the other hand, is mainly around the commute time. So you lose time with your family, you lose time at work. It's the cost as well of going to and from work, which is, you know, you have to consider as you are planning your move. And if you work in the financial services sector like I do, like I said, the hub is London. So if you were thinking maybe you might end up getting a job in Milton Keynes, it is difficult because there are not as many options as London. So yeah, I think those are the main pros and cons of moving to Milton Keynes. My final thoughts are, moving is really a personal thing, and whilst I recommend Milton Keynes, I would advise you to look at other areas around London and see how they suit you and your lifestyle. Another thing that I'd actually omitted was that we like traveling like up north, so Milton Keynes is like en route there. It's very close to the M1, which makes it accessible as well. So those are some of the other small things that you may look at, where maybe if you're going to move maybe to Kent or to Reading, it might not be as beneficial as Milton Keynes. So these are some of the small things that you need to consider, but I would highly recommend Milton Keynes. And yeah, hurry now, the prices of the homes are actually going up because it is a developing city. So yeah, if you want to do it now and do it fast. Until next time guys, thank you so much. Bye bye.